right, so let's do it. This is video number 5 today. I'm on fire today. But I did take a nap. It's actually 10 p.m. So my first video started at around 8 o'clock, something like that. I did my second video, and then the third video, and I took a nap. I did the fourth video, and now this is the fifth video. The only thing is YouTube is taking so long to process the videos, so I upload them. Like the first one I uploaded was the strumming challenge exercise, or the strum pattern challenge. And after I uploaded it, it took like 3 or 4 hours to actually process and everything. So it doesn't always take that long, but all the videos are taking really long today. So, well anyways, okay, so this is soloing part 3, okay? Before I go into this lesson, you're gonna have to know your chromatic scale. Okay, what's after A? A sharp. After that, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. You have to know that. If you don't know that, you're gonna have a hard time, I think, in this. Well, you're gonna have a hard time applying this lesson to your future performances or opportunities to use what I'm gonna teach you. And I thought about writing it on the board for you guys, A sharp, to make it easier. But then I decided not to, because if you don't know your chromatic scale, I don't want to help you advance without learning it, because I'm going to write it down. You have to know that, okay? It's like I'm going to teach you how to do multiplication or division, but you don't know your numbers yet. Okay, so you gotta know A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, okay? And I know I did an episode, I'm just gonna guess, I don't know, episode 11, something like that. It's probably not, but it's around there. So if you need to go back and study that, okay? I know my chromatic scale as well as I know my numbers, okay? So you should do that too. Okay, so what I'm gonna do today is teach you guys your major scale patterns and how we can move up the neck using the same patterns, okay? Even though I'm not a big fan of relying solely on patterns, you know, sometimes you'll play a song, maybe somebody sings, they say, hey, come join in, jump in, and you go, all right. So then you're gonna say, I hope they play in the key of C, I hope this song is in the key of C, and then they tell you, oh yeah, this is in the key of G sharp or G flat, and you're gonna be, oh, what notes can you play in G flat? And you know, so this is actually, then maybe these scales might actually save your day. Okay, so let's do it. Let's get started. All right. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the C major scale, right? We play it like this: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, high C. Okay, I don't know if you remember that episode where I talked about turning an open chord into a bar chord, and that was basically pretending that this nut is your finger. So if the nut wasn't there, you would actually have to put your finger here. So now, place your finger here and then play the C major scale. You're gonna actually pick C. Finger number 3 is gonna play D. Okay, then you have your open E. Finger number 2 is gonna play F. Finger number 4 is gonna play G. And then open A. Finger number 3 is gonna play B. And finger number 4 is gonna play high C. And backwards. That. Okay, so when I want to move it over, all I'm going to do is move it over and do the same thing. Oh. Okay, but instead of keeping my finger like this, I normally open it up. So I'll play it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. so practice this. Just take a minute, so one more time. Go backwards. Okay, so a scale is basically, okay, but the one consistent thing about a scale is like a C major scale is always going to be C to C. A C minor scale, still going to be C to C. The notes in between might change a little bit, but it's still C to C. A C pentatonic scale, C to C. Okay, so major scales are going to be C to C. Okay, so basically, we're starting on a C. C, D, E, F, O, F, G, A, B, and we end on C. Okay, so if I move everything here, what key am I in? You should be saying C sharp. Okay, C sharp or D flat. And then it's the same thing. Okay, we move up. What scale is this? D, right? After C sharp is D. Move up. What is this? D sharp or E flat? Move up. E. Okay, so let's say we're in the key of, they say, okay, C sharp. We're in the key of C sharp or D flat. I go, oh man. Okay, so just like how I told you with the other patterns, you just gotta practice it. Okay, so I actually recorded a track on my looper in the key of D flat or C sharp. So this is the scale we're gonna be using. Okay, so let me play it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so step one, right? Just like I always tell you, just get comfortable picking the notes. We're not doing anything fancy, just okay, so first thing you want to do is get comfortable with this, okay? Later on, you can try adding slides. So now you can try working in slides. So step 2, right? You just listen to the track. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I'm kind of working in the notes with some slides and things like that. Okay, remember this one, the hammer-on pull-off and the pick. So this is another cool place to put it. So hammer-on pull-off, and you can go here. Okay, so same thing, right? We're just adding the technique, but our fingers are still comfortable moving around. Okay, so now throw in some slides with this technique. So that's pretty much what I'm doing, and that's in the key of C sharp. So what you want to do is get comfortable with this pattern, okay? If you close your eyes and you put your finger around here, you can do the same thing. To be honest, I don't even know what key I'm in. It kind of feels like G. Oh, G flat. Okay, so if I were to play a song in the key of G flat, just do the same thing. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2. Okay, so that's kind of the major scale. Okay, so you gotta get comfortable doing it, and you should already know how. Okay, every pattern you just treat it the same. Just play to a track and just try to get your fingers moving, get comfortable with it. Okay, and then you say, okay, step 2, I'm gonna try add the slide. Okay, add slides here and there. Okay, so now that's the major scale. Now the thing is, I want to go back to the C major scale for just a bit. So C major scale pattern 1. I mean, just the C major scale, right? We'll do it without the pattern. Okay, we're in the key of C. Okay, now let's go to the first pattern that I showed you. Okay, so the way that I remembered this was, if I'm in the key of C, what is 2 half steps after that, or 2 notes up? C, and then C sharp, and then D. So if I'm in the key of C, I can bend on D. Okay, if I'm in the key of D, I can bend on D sharp and E. Okay, I can bend on E. If I'm in the key of F, F sharp, G. Okay, I can bend on G. Okay, so as long as I know where I can bend, I can remember this pattern. Okay, so let's say I'm in the key of F. Where can I bend? F, F sharp, G. Okay, where's G? G is here. Okay, so if I'm in the key of F, bend on G. Okay, so what I'm doing is, I know that in the key of F I can bend on G. So I put my ring finger on G, and I know where to play this pattern now. The key of C, I do it here. Okay, and how do I know that I do it here in the key of C? Because if I bend, I'm going to bend the D note. Okay, so if I'm in the key of E, F, F sharp. So I have to bend on F sharp, which is here. So in the key of E, I know the pattern is here. Okay, so now let's talk about how to connect the pattern. Okay, so if I'm in the key of F, okay, so the F major scale, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F. Oh, let me record so okay, let me erase what I had on loop. Okay, so the key of F. 1, 2, 3, 4. I sounded off. Sorry. Okay, so in the key of F, I know my scale is here. Okay, so this is F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, and I go one more G, or G. I can bend on G, so I know that the next pattern is right next door. So I got my F major scale here. And anytime I want, I can go into this next pattern. Okay, so if I use it, next pattern. So now right next door I have pattern number 2, pattern number 1, pattern number 2, major scale pattern, and then this pattern we learned, which is part of the pentatonic scale, right? Well, I take that back. It's not pentatonic scale. Oh, I think I said that in the. I want to say in the other video. I mean, the form is kind of similar to a pentatonic scale, but it's not. I'm an idiot. Okay. So anyways, so we got the F major scale, or just think of it as the major scale, okay? And get really comfortable with this, okay? I'm just trying to show you that right next door is your next pattern. And you can bend on G. Okay? So if you're already comfortable in the key of C doing this one, doing that. Okay, so if you're already comfortable doing all of that, you're just doing the same thing right here in the key of F. Okay, so that's all you're doing. So now we have that part, we should be comfortable, but we're probably not comfortable with the major scale yet. Okay, so now, one more time in the key of F. Next pattern. To a major scale pattern. Okay, so did you see what I did? I just went from a major scale pattern to that other pattern. I don't really have a name for it, the bend pattern. Okay, so now let's pretend we're in a key of D flat. Let me lay something down. Now we're in D flat or C sharp. Okay, so figure that out. Where's the major scale pattern for C sharp? Okay, it starts with C sharp, it ends on C sharp. So your first note has to be C sharp, which is here. And then we're just gonna go major scale pattern. Okay, and if I'm in the key of C sharp, what note can I bend on? D sharp. Where is D sharp? Right here. So here's the pattern. So I got my major scale pattern. And anytime I want, I can just go into this next pattern. Okay, so I'm playing with someone, we're in the key of D flat, and let's say I go, D flat, oh man, never played in this key before. Sorry, don't panic, just play along. Okay, so they're strumming, they go, hey Bruce, take a solo. They go, okay, 2, ready, and. You got like a little quick solo in there, so even though we don't know the notes, we've never played this key before, the patterns do come in handy. So it has saved me before. I remember in my younger days, we'd have all our standards, this song in the key of C, this song in the key of A, this song, and then all of a sudden, you're playing with these guitar players, They love to play in the key of E. It's not really a recommended key on the ukulele, but at that time I never played in E. So, but luckily I knew my major scales, okay, my major scale pattern. So, anyways, I want you guys to try that. So I don't have right now. I don't have any backtracks for a key of C sharp or D flat. But I'm just gonna let this run real quick. So this is in the key of, well, let me give you something a little better than that. Let's see. So now you gotta backtrack. I'm gonna let this run for a little bit. I'm gonna let this run for about 2 or 3 minutes. So just consider this your backtrack for now. Yeah, because I didn't record anything, you know, like the play along stuff. Okay, so here's your backtrack. I'm gonna let it go. And maybe on your computer you can try to see what time it is in case you wanna rewind. Okay, here we go. Play. Good, okay, so you can use this track, we're in the key of C sharp. So same thing, right? So now if you get comfortable with patterns, so like the main thing with patterns is you don't even need to know, right, what notes you're playing. You can just close your eyes and just... I don't really know where I am. Like if I just put my hand here, I can't tell the difference exactly, right? I normally know where I am when I can feel the nut here. So this is my ready position. But if I just go boom. I kind of know around where I am, but it doesn't matter. I just put my finger down. Oh. Oh. Okay, so without even knowing the notes, I'm just using a pattern. So, so for you, if you get comfortable with the pattern, they might say, okay, we're in the key of G flat. G flat, I never played it. Wait, hold on, G flat. Okay, ready, right? They go 1, 2, and they're gonna go. And you have your whole pattern right here. Okay. So patterns can save you, but I wouldn't rely on them all the time, because as you're gonna figure out that muscle memory will kick in after so many hours of practice, and all of your licks or whatever you do with your pattern, they're gonna start to sound the same, okay? So use them wisely, okay? So I usually, if I gotta play something, like I remember telling, oh yeah, I can take a solo, but a short one, yeah, not too long. Okay, so I hope you guys have fun with this. This is your major scale. If you have any questions, I know I kind of went through this kind of fast, but this is actually the third exercise, right? I know it's kind of my fault, because I said I'm gonna do the soloing thing, and there's gonna be part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. So there's a lot of parts, but just so happens this is the third part, and I'm doing it in the same day, right? So it is kind of my fault, but you have to discipline yourself to know that, okay, now I'm still in part 1, and you practice that. Okay, now I'm ready for part 2. Okay, now I'm ready for part 3. Okay, so in my head, I know what I taught in part 2 and part 1. So in my head, I'm assuming you can already do that. Okay, so that's why we're doing part 3. So I did move kind of fast, but if you did go through part 2 and you're good with it, you should understand what I'm saying here. Okay, but if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, hope this helps. We still got a few more parts to go. Maybe 2 or 3 more, but should be fun. I'm having fun. I haven't taught a soloing in a while, so. All right, I'll see you guys later. Take care. Yeah.